I'll give you a word picture.
Okay.
I've got a test coming up in about 4 weeks' time.
Yep.
And my instructor's just been running through the different subjects.
Mhm.
He couldn't make it today, but he has got the same car as you, so
Okay.
I'm familiar with the controls of the Fiesta. He said we were going to look at meat, clearance, and general anticipation.
Great.
So my name's Tony.
All right,
So,
Tony.
Unless you've got any questions, I'll hand over to you.
No, so sorry, just quick, meeting, clearance.
Yep.
And obviously we always do
Yeah. Anticipation.
anticipation.
Yeah.
That's fine. So meeting and clearance.
Yep.
Great, okay. All right, Tony, I'm Clark. How are you?
Hello, and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you on this cold day.
Yeah.
So we're going to go off and do some meeting today.
Yep.
Clearance.
Yep.
And we're always doing anticipation.
Yep.
So I'll just ask you a few questions before we head off, if that's
Yep.
all right. With your clearance, if you're trying to pass the car down there, what's the space that we try and give the car to before we drive past it?
Oh, about a metre in it.
Yeah, about a metre. And have you, so far in your driving training, picked up a reference point so you know if you're a metre away or not?
Yeah, I've got one, yeah. Yeah,
Terrific.
I know what a metre is, yeah.
Brilliant. All right, so we'll have a look at that today. And in terms of meeting, when we're coming into a position, obviously we're anticipating meeting as much as we can when we're
Yeah.
on the move, yeah? When you know there's a meeting situation coming up, what's the first thing you're going to do?
I'll check my mirror.
Yeah, terrific. And what's the next thing? You know, if you've got to pull into the left, what's the next thing that you do?
I'll move into the left.
Yep. And the vehicle that's parked ahead of you, what sort of gap are you going to give that car ahead of you?
Oh, a couple of car lengths.
Yeah, terrific. And then when you're pulling over to the left, how far are we going to pull over?
I stay out as far as I can.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't interfere with oncoming traffic, innit?
Yeah, terrific. And what's the problem, Tony, with just pulling in as much as you can towards the curb to give the car coming towards you as much room as possible?
Oh, the car's behind me. I think I'm parking, wouldn't they?
Yeah, terrific. Yeah, exactly right.
They might overtake me.
Yeah. So, but what if you're in a scenario where it's a really narrow lane and you've got to pull right into the curb? What would you do then?
Right, pull in tight to the curb.
Yeah. But what about people behind you might think you're parking? How could you help that scenario?
Oh, I'd put a signal on, couldn't I?
Yeah, exactly. Well done. Okay, terrific. All right, mate. Why don't you go through the cockpit, Joel?
All right.
Set yourself up.
Yeah.
And we will go and find some meeting and some clearance scenarios for us. And when we talk about the subject of anticipation, what do you think the sort of anticipation really means?
Oh, it's me trying to figure out what somebody's going to do before they do it, isn't it?
Yeah, terrific, exactly. So, like, for instance, if you're turning around a corner and it's a busy high street, what could you anticipate might be around the corner?
Oh, pedestrians.
Yeah, terrific. That's exactly what I would be anticipating as well. And when do pedestrians cross the road?
Anywhere.
Yeah, at any time.
Yeah.
Brilliant. All right, mate. Just tell me before we head off what you can
All
see
right.
in your interior mirror.
Oh, I can see the whole of the back window, and I can see a little bit of my head restraint.
Yeah, and what about your right mirror?
I can see about 2 finger widths, and I can see the sky coming in the top, and I can see the road in the middle.
Yeah.
And the same in that one.
Brilliant. All right, do you want to start the car
Yeah.
up? So we're going to have to pass the van ahead of us.
Yeah.
So you're going to use your reference point to pick up the 1 metre distance?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see how you go there then. Yeah, thought that was very good. Can you always give a full metre distance?
Yeah.
What if you're in a really narrow road and there's only just enough room to squeeze through?
Oh, yeah. Less space, less speed, isn't it?
Yeah, well done. So when you're anticipating meeting scenarios coming up
And
towards
turn
you.
left.
We'll turn left here, please. So what could you anticipate maybe around the corner?
Could be a meeting situation. Well, I can see through the gap there.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
you
so,
can
right?
too. Oh yeah, looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So this could be a meeting situation now. Is there enough room for us both cars to pass in the room that's here?
No.
Okay, so we're going to wait. Okay, so there, Tony. We gave the vehicles coming towards us enough room to get through. That was fine. But we've just stopped too close to the car that was parked on the left.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. We want to give 2 car lengths. So imagine 2 other cars being between you and the car that stopped on the left. Yeah. Because it just makes it much easier for us to pull out. You'd only have to do a smaller amount of steering to come out, and it gives you better flow. Yeah. So this might be a meeting situation. You're trying to stop 2 car lengths away from this car here. I know you've got enough room to go. Okay. So, do you see how we have to do a lot of steering to get round?
That wasn't too curling.
That wasn't 2 car lengths. What I'll do on the next time is I'll actually tell you when to stop.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and we'll build those 2 car lengths in, just so you start getting an idea of how much space that really is. So we've got not this car here, the next car. If you approach the car slowly at a walking pace, I will tell you when to stop, and it'll be 2 car lengths away. So the distance from the curb now is fine. So keep approaching the car as you are, and then just start to take some speed off now. Just come down to a walking pace now, please, Tony.
Right.
That's it, and just keep travelling forward. I'll tell you when to stop. So come down more speed now, and stop there for me. Terrific. Tony, that's 2 car lengths.
Oh, right.
Okay. So in our meeting situations from now on, where we can give 2 car lengths, try and give them.
Yeah, all right.
Okay?
Right.
Alright, you ready? You can proceed on when it's safe to go.
Yeah.
So when we pull out,
That's all right.
I was just about to say, when we pull out, what's the first thing you have to do?
Oh, check the mirrors, isn't it?
Yeah, so we just check the right mirror there. So next time,
Got it.
that's okay.
Now we're going to turn.
We'll turn left here. When you're pulling out after you've stopped for the meeting situation, what's the first mirror you have to check? Do you remember?
Oh, was it the middle one?
It is the middle one. Why do you check the middle one first? Do you know?
Oh, this is speed, isn't it?
Yeah.
And turning right.
I'll turn right here, please. And then what's the... Why do you check the right mirror?
Oh, because I thought there was somebody actually overtaking me there.
No, so when you check the interior mirror and then you check the right mirror, what are you checking the right mirror for?
Oh, people that might be overtaking me, innit?
Yeah, exactly. And you do that before you pull away.
Oh, right.
So we'll just make sure we nip that in the bud next time. Okay, where the white Lexus is parked up ahead there on the left, just stop for me 2 car spaces beforehand, if you can. See if you can pull that off this time. And just, you stop when there's 2 car spots. Okay, that's fine. So your distance between this car and that car for a meeting situation is fine, Tony, which is really good. But remember, next time, we want to stop in a way that we just give the car coming towards us enough room to pull out. Because we've stopped so close to the curb, cars coming up behind us now might think that we're parking,
Oh, right.
and they'll stop. They'll go past us, and then we trundle out and
Oh,
you know, might crash into them.
Yeah.
So it's enough room for the vehicles coming towards us so they can comfortably get by.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
but then you stay out to the right as much as you can,
Right.
allowing that gap. So before we pull away, Tony, what mirror do we check first?
Oh, interior one.
Yeah, and then what mirror do you check after that?
That one. Oh, no, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, and what are you checking the right mirror for before we pull away?
Oh, okay, somebody's overtaking me.
And if someone was about to overtake you, what would you do?
Oh, use the indicator, wouldn't I?
Cancel the indicator for me. There's no need for us to use the indicator when we're pulling away from a junction. Just relax your feet there for a second, that's good.
Oh, I thought you said if I'm parked in this close, I should use an indicator.
If there was a car behind us now, or a car approaching us, we would want to use an indicator if we thought that that car may think that we're parked, yeah? So people don't think we're parking, they know we're turning out. But because we're now in this situation where we are, if we wanted to go now, because we look like we're parked, we would make sure all the traffic had gone first, yeah? So we can move along now, Tony, when it's safe to go. So remember which mirror you're going to check first?
Oh, interior one.
And then?
And then right one.
Yeah. And is it all safe?
Yeah.
Okay.
No need to worry about the indicators when I'm coming in, though, is it? Or the mirrors when I'm coming in.
Yep. So when we're pulling in, before we pull in, what's the first mirror to check?
Oh, do I have to check the mirrors? Oh, interior mirror.
Yeah. And then what mirror do you think? If we're pulling into the left, what do you think would be the right mirror to check after that?
Must be the left one, wouldn't it?
And what do you think we're looking for in that left
Sorry?
mirror? What do you think we're looking for in the left mirror?
Oh, it could be somebody coming down the inside of me, innit?
It could be a bike, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking for the cyclist.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah. It's important to check the left mirror before we pull in because there could be a cyclist there, Tony.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's pick up the meter reference point there, Tony.
Alright.
So we're a bit close to that car there, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So come towards you now. Straighten up. Stay where you are. Now this here, Tony. I want you to just bring the car down to walking pace for me, and just stop here if you can. Thanks for that, Tony. Where does that car there cut into the car here?
The car.
So, if you imagine, we've got to allow a 1 metre gap when we pass this vehicle here on the left. Yeah. So, what's your reference point for making sure we're a metre away from the car?
Oh, just know it.
Okay. So we were too close to those vehicles there before.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we're allowing a 1 metre gap before we go past this vehicle.
Yeah.
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 So before, when we did the brief, you were saying that you'd worked out a reference point for making sure we were a metre away from the car.
Yeah, it's obviously wrong, isn't it?
Yeah. I forgot what the reference point is.
The outer wheels.
That's it. Outer wheels. So Tony, can you see where the outer wheels of the car are?
Oh yeah, they're on the outer side of the car.
Yeah. So and where do they cut into the car where we are now?
Oh, just about there.
Yeah. So if you always use that reference point, Tony, you'll always be a metre away from the car when we drive past.
All right.
Yeah. So if you proceed now with that reference point in mind, you'll see as we go past we'll be at least a metre away.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go, see?
And we're going to turn left.
And we'll turn left here, please. So what could we anticipate? We're going to be around the corner. We've got,
Could be a meeting situation.
yeah, exactly. You've got parked cars over both sides. So where can we stop now for the vehicle coming towards us?
Oh, just here.
Yeah. And then remember, we want 2 car spaces ahead of us. That's good, excellent, well done. You're going to check the mirror before you pull up?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I'll just help you with those mirrors on the next occasion. Just get you to check
I don't
before
have
you
to
go.
check the mirrors before I stop, do I?
Yeah, we do. We need to check the
Oh, I
mirrors.
do. Oh.
Interior and left before we pull in. Interior right before we pull out.
Oh.
So I'll help you with those on the next one. Just make sure we get them right. So if you see the green Fiesta up here,
Yeah.
can you stop there as if there was a car coming towards you?
All right.
And just try and give it at least a full 1 or 2 car lengths when you pull in. Brilliant, stop there. Good. So where we are now, Tony, see a car coming towards us now could easily get past us,
Oh,
yeah?
right.
And we're not too close, so we don't look like we've parked, yeah? But what I want you to do is before we pull away, Tony, I want you to check the interior mirror and make sure there's no one coming up behind us. Is there?
No.
Okay. It's important to check because if there was someone coming up behind us, Tony, we need the true picture of distance
right,
and speed
yeah,
before we pull away.
Yeah.
And it's really important that you check the right mirror because imagine if someone was trying to overtake us now,
Oh,
we
yeah.
pulled out, we'd crash into them, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So it's really important you check the right mirror before we move away.
All right.
Yeah. When we're coming into the stop, when I say, please stop behind the green car as if there's someone coming towards us, you've got to check the interior mirror first. Because if there's a car really close behind you, we can brake a little bit more slowly and show some brake lights and we can pop the signal on earlier so that the car behind us has time to react to us stopping. Is that okay? Does that make sense?
Just the interior mirror.
That's the first one you check. Then, once you've done that, you check the left mirror. Because what if there's a cyclist coming down the path and we swing the car in?
Yeah.
Yeah? We're going to collide with them, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not going to be good. So make sure, let's just nip these mirrors in the bud and just get them done properly.
Yeah.
So proceed, when it's safe, yeah, well done, you checked them that time. So we've got a meeting situation coming up. So where do you think might be a good place to stop for this one?
No, we're going to turn left again.
Oh, we're going to turn left here. And what could be around the corner here, Tony?
Anything?
Yep, that's right, anything.
Meeting situation.
Yeah.
I can see it's clear now.
Okay. And what mirrors do you need to check when you come into the new road?
Oh, interior.
Yeah. So Tony, let's pick up that. Let's just stop behind this BMW up here for me. I'll tell you when to stop. Stay where you are now, and just stop here for me. Can you see where the wheels of the car there are cutting into your car?
It's in the same place as last time.
Yeah. So proceed through on that basis. So we make sure we're at least a metre away from the car when we go
right,
past
yeah,
it. Yeah. There might be some workmen using this van here at the moment, so just go past nice and slowly.
Oh yeah, where's the van? There's a man, isn't it?
Yeah, so you might just walk out in the gap there. Yeah.
And we're going to turn left.
And we'll turn left here. So are you comfortable? Is that reference point with the car wheels there? Is that working for you?
No, that reference point, yeah. It's
good.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah. So we might have a meeting situation as we come past the learner here. That's good. Okay, so again, so you're a bit close to the car there, aren't we? It's really important, Tony, that we always make sure we give at least a metre gap where we can, because what if someone opens the door?
Oh, right.
You're going to take the door clean off, and they're probably their arm if they've got it stuck out the window.
Right.
So remember, it's really important to give the metre distance, and where you can't, you can go close, but you go much slower. Yeah.
So it's only doors opening. I have to worry about it.
Well, what about if there's a little 2-year-old who you can't see because they're too short, walking out in front of this car now, turning left. You can look beneath the car for the little legs, but when you go past, imagine someone perhaps opening the door, or imagine a pedestrian walking out in front of the car going across the road, or a kid running after their ball.
Oh.
Any of these houses, there could be a kid running out from behind the car. So make sure you give your metre gap, otherwise you might knock them over. Yeah. Yeah, that's much better than what you're doing there now.
Yeah, I'm judging it now, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm turning left.
And we'll turn left at the end, please. That's much better, Tony. Okay, the grey Polo here, just stop behind me where you think is the best place to stop. The grey car here, you stop behind that for me where you think would be the best place to stop for a meeting situation.
Oh, there's a car behind me.
Alright, sorry, yeah, Tony, okay, he's turning around, but you can continue on. So we could have a meeting situation here, couldn't we?
I can see well down the road.
You can see right down now. Just got to anticipate vehicles coming out with this road here.
Yeah.
Yep. Remember your reference point?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Remember, why is it important not to travel too close to those cars?
Oh, yeah.
What was the reason?
In case they open the door.
Yeah, what else?
Oh, a child walking out from behind the cars.
Yeah. We've got a meeting situation now coming, Tony. So,
but you can actually see the children walking out from behind the cars, can you?
well, what's the clue? Where could you look to see if there was someone walking out? Especially a white van. It could be 6'6" tall. You still wouldn't see walking out in front of the van.
No.
What could you see if you looked early enough?
I don't know.
You could see the legs walking underneath.
Oh, yeah.
So anticipate. One of the things you can do is you can look under the car's wheels and look for people walking out. So if there was someone behind that van at the end of the road now, we could see their legs, couldn't we? Under the vehicle.
Yeah. That's clever.
Yeah.
Now we're going to turn right.
And we'll turn right, please.
And we're going to turn right.
And we'll turn right, please, Tony. So just remind me, Tony, why is it important to give a metre gap?
In case somebody opens the door, and plus I can at times react if a child walks out between these cars.
Excellent, well done, that's right. And where we can't give a metre gap, what are we going to do then?
Oh, less space, less speed, isn't it?
Yeah, excellent.
And we're going to turn left.
And we'll turn left here, please. So lots of parked cars. What could we anticipate coming down the road now? That might be in our way.
Oh, somebody turning into the road.
Yeah, because
They'll have to wait though, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, they would, because we're in the middle of the road already, aren't we? So here's a meeting situation here, Tony. So do you think we could pull into this gap here?
Oh, I thought he was pulling in there.
Yeah, well, he does have his indicator on, doesn't he? That was good.
And we're going to turn.
And we'll take the next left, please.
straight.
Straight on the roundabout, please, Tony.
And at the roundabout, we're going to be turning right.
And we'll turn right at the roundabout, please, Tony. We've got a meeting situation which could come up now, Tony. So what do you check first when there's a meeting situation that could occur?
Interior mirror.
And then which one?
The left one.
Yeah,
And then the right one, so I'm going to move that.
Yeah, well done. That's much better. What are you checking the left mirror for before you pull in?
Oh, okay, so cyclists come down the inside of me.
And what would you do if there was one there?
Might have to be careful about moving in, I don't knock them over. And
Yeah, that's exactly right. So here's another one. Excellent, Tony, that was perfect position there from the curb and from the car in front. That was really good.
And we're going to turn left.
And we'll turn left, please.
See many cyclists around today, have we?
We haven't seen many cyclists around today. When we talk about the sort of anticipation, especially when it comes into regards of cyclists,
And turning right.
turn right, please. If we're going down the road like this and there's a cyclist and he's riding along and he looks over his right hand shoulder, what can we expect the cyclist to do who's looking over his right shoulder?
He's probably going to turn, isn't he?
Yeah. And if you think he's going to turn, what would you do?
I'd have to hold back, wouldn't I, and let him
Yeah.
go?
Yeah. So before we pull away after this car's cleared out, what mirror is he going to check?
Oh, interior mirror, right mirror.
Yeah, well done. And what are you checking the right mirror for?
To make sure there's nobody overtaking me.
Yeah, excellent. Tony, come back in the centre of the road.
Oh, yeah.
We were too close there. Remember, we've got to pick up... why don't we go and cover the reference point again?
Yeah, turning left.
We'll turn left here. To know that we're a metre away from the cars.
Oh, yeah, the reference point, yeah.
Yeah. Why is it important to be a metre away from the cars when you go past?
Oh, in case the door's open.
Yeah. And what else? Why else is it
Oh,
important?
in case somebody walks out between the cars, yeah?
Yeah.
I have to use that reference point I've got on there.
That's right, yeah. You've got to use the reference point. Are you clear with where the reference point is?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you know it's supposed to be a metre, so, and you're using the reference point to judge, but we were just still a bit close to those cars back there.
Yeah, just, I've got there for a second.
You won't forget if someone walks out in front of you. Tony, just back off from the car in front of you for a while. Just slow down there. How far should you be travelling from the car in front of you?
Oh, the old 2-second rule, isn't it?
Yeah. And how far should you stop when you're stopping in front of you?
Oh, tyres and tarmac, isn't it?
Yeah. Could you see his tyres on the tarmac then? Yeah. So we'll have a practice of that next time. When we talk about this 2-second rule between you and the car in front, how can you actually work that? How do you do that? Do you know how to work out the 2-second rule?
Oh, yeah, wait till the vehicle in front reaches a stationary object and I set to myself on your forward brakes 2-second rule.
And how do you count 2 seconds? Do you just go 1, 2?
No, only your forward brakes 2-second rule. If I can finish saying that.
You're 2 seconds away.
Yeah.
Yep, excellent, well done. And
we're going to turn left.
And we'll turn left over here, please. When we stop behind a vehicle in traffic in front of us, and you rightly said to me, tyres and tarmac, why is it important to leave that much room? Why can't you stop right behind them?
Oh, I did have that in my lessons a few weeks ago.
Can you remember why it was important?
A fire engine came up behind me and I didn't have room to move over to let him past.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really important all the time to be able to see those tyres and tarmac. And just remember, if it's ever a bus or a truck, try and leave a car's length, because you can't do the tyres and tarmac rule for big heavy vehicles, because you'd be stopping way back, just because of the way the vehicle's designed.
Oh, right, yeah.
So try and leave when we're leaving a car length, a couple of car lengths when we're doing our meeting, leave that sort of gap again. So when if fire engine comes up behind you, you can manoeuvre out the way.
Oh, right.
And this whole 2-second gap thing, when we're travelling behind vehicles in traffic, why is it important to leave a 2-second gap? Why can't we drive closer?
I'm not too sure.
Okay. The reason we have a 2-second gap, Tony, is so it takes into account if that car in front of you has to come to an emergency stop, if a kiddie runs out.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah, I've got a bit of stop, haven't I?
You've got to be able to stop, so it counts your reaction time.
Yeah.
And your ability to stop the car.
Oh.
That's why you leave a 2-second rule.
Yeah.
And if it's raining, do you think it's still 2 seconds, or should you leave more room?
Oh, no, I need twice as much room, don't I?
Yeah. And what about if it was snow or ice?
Oh, 10 times as much, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
And we're going to turn left, please.
And we'll turn left, please.
And you get me to find a safe, legal, convenient stopping place on there.
And if you can find a safe legal stopping place on the left, Tony, we'll stop there. What mirror do you need to check before you pull in?
Oh, the interior one and the left one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did in alright?
Yeah, it seemed okay. How did you think that went?
Yeah. I felt I learned quite a bit.
Yeah, so there's a few things we picked up on. Obviously, remember, it's really important to check when you come into the meeting situation. It's really important to get those mirrors nailed down and check them before you pull in, and again when you pull out again.
Okay, relax.
Okay.
Yeah, how did that go?
Yeah, I was a bit crappy on the mirrors to start with. I thought I could have been a bit more practiced in picking them up. I felt that you kept making the mistake because I didn't keep getting right through the whole how consequence of not checking the mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have been pushing the mirrors, but you pushed them after that. But if you push them right from the beginning, or if you asked, it would have been a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, I could have done it better.
Yeah. So we picked up a reference point for the being too close to the parked vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we agreed that was the reference point. Again, you kind of left me hanging out the dry on that, didn't you? Yeah, I had a reference point.
I should have just helped you on the next few a bit more, because obviously we were still making the same mistake.
Well, I was making the mistake for a reason. Yeah, you told me how to line a reference point up.
Yep.
Did you tell me why it was important?
Not
or
till
did
the
you
very
ask
end.
me? Yeah, you did eventually because I kept putting the car back into that position. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you mentioned the meter of the door opening, and it was only then you mentioned the fact that a child could walk out between the cars. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, so I would have been playing around with that until the cars come home, wouldn't I?
So it was all just a bit too late.
Well, it should have come at the same time as the house, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no good just coming in with one part of the core composite.
No.
Need to give me the full story, yeah.
Yep.
And don't just sit back and just forget it afterwards. I wanted in a little bit, even though I did have the what, why, how.
Mm.
It would have been just nice now and again if you just came back to me and how you judging your position with these parked cars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that reference point. And why is that important? Yeah. But obviously the reason why I played around with the parked cars a little bit longer was the fact that I knew how to judge it, but I didn't know why it was important.
Yeah.
Because you never asked, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I didn't have a lot of chance to play around with the tyre and tarmac apart from that one occasion.
Yep.
And
on the subject of anticipation.
Yeah, hang on, please.
Sorry, mate.
Finish. And when I drove up behind the car, obviously you were quite quick off the mark there and you got me to drop back.
Yep.
could have been a little bit more proactive.
I was just about to say,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, you could see it coming, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
On the topic of anticipation, even proactively, should I just even talk about things like the distance travelling in traffic behind the car in front, stopping in traffic, tyres, tarmac? Should I just bring all that stuff up on phase 2 anyway?
Yeah, yeah. So, try and get inside my head.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for it to happen for to get inside my head.
Of course not.
Yeah, we didn't meet any bikes, did we?
No.
And I gave you life, and obviously because we hadn't met a bike, I gave you a lifeline.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't really need that lifeline.
No.
You should mention bikes anyway, shouldn't you?
Of course I should, yeah.
Yeah, if we come in the same way when I gave you the lifeline, you would actually bring it up
Yep.
quite nicely about, if we had the bike ahead and the cyclist to cover his right shoulder, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I mean, we could drive around, well, we have just driven around for half an hour and we haven't seen a cyclist, have we?
Yep. No, you're right, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was, it could have been a bit more proactive.
Yeah.
Proactive. But it was certainly enough to pass you.
Okay.
Yeah?
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, you just could have got in there,
Yeah.
and you certainly could have on the holdback positions. You certainly could have stopped the errors happening there.
Yeah.
If you see I'm not stopping where I should do, or you see I'm not checking the mirrors, well, get in there and tell me, yeah.
Yeah. I knew I wasn't doing a good job on the mirrors at the start.
Wait here. This is about 2 car lengths now, yeah.
Yep.
Just get in there and just stop it happening before it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, okay, you're dealing with it reactively, which is still going to pass you because you are dealing with it.
Yeah. It's not going to be a good pass, is it?
It took you a little bit of a long time to deal with the mirrors on the way in.
Yeah, I know it did.
Yeah, you were dealing with the mirrors on the way out.
Yeah.
It's MSM routine.
Mm.
It's got to apply through any change of speed or direction, yeah? And to get that holdback position, I normally have a change of direction to come in slightly, yeah?
Yeah.
And plus I need to know what's happening behind me, especially in a meeting situation.
Mm.
There's not much point in me taking a holdback position here.
Yep.
With the black car behind me, if I've got a queue of 20 cars behind me, yeah?
Yeah, no, of course not.
I could have a massive funeral cortege behind me, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that going to help that taxi to get through that gap? No, because the road's going to be blocked, yeah?
Of course.
So, I may have to consider holding back in a different position.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you need to tie the mirrors into it, yeah? But, generally it wasn't too bad. It just... You just need to get that light on in your head a little bit quicker, yeah?
Yeah.
I was just a little bit upset with the clearance to the parked cars.
Yeah.
That you were thinking a reference point is going to sort it all out.
Yep.
It wasn't.
Mm.
Yeah. But you eventually did come in with it. Why it's important to be a metre away. But it just needs to come in sooner, really.
Mm.
Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yep.
Because you can give me a reference point, but...
Got to make sure you use it and know how to use it and use it each time.
Well, I've got to know why I'm using it.
Yeah, of
I've got
course.
to know why it's important, yeah? I mean, if you tell me that it's important to be a metre away because if somebody opens the door, I'm going to have a 6-door car.
Yeah.
Or that if a young child walks out from behind that car, I'm going to hit that young child.